Hi, I'm Richard Burns, and thanks for coming to In the Flow, the channel for spiritual beings about spiritual beings. All of our episodes are embedded with transformational energy. Thus, as you watch, you can receive healing energy.
My name is Marcy. Since 1982, I've been clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. I do tarot readings, I do sound Reiki, I do psychokinesis, which is moving and clearing energy, and I incorporate all of them together or separately. Before I even started doing the toning work, I would hear them like a... So since I raised my frequency, and this is what I want to do with people, and this is what they want me to do with people, is raise their frequency so they can work with people. People that have dense energy, they have a hard time working with them. And so as we raise our vibrations, it's kind of like school. We get higher and higher guides. And so as I'm clearing out my carbon energy, then I get more and more masters that are around, and then they just decide who and what they're going to work on, or the sounds. Because I was emotionally abused my whole life, because my dad told me I was stupid, I didn't think was survival. Just basically getting myself balanced. When I moved out of my parents' house, I was dabbling in, we went to a party, somebody did tarot. I started off on tarot, and then my life, when I was like 18 on, was pretty much more guided. I went and I did au pair work with a metaphysical family in Marin, California, because I'm from the Bay Area. They took me to a channeler, and I asked, what do I do? They said psychokinesis. And so in the last 40 years, I've had masters guide me to where I'm supposed to go. So I think I go one way, they send me another way, and so it's been dabbling into the clairvoyance, the clairaudience. My great aunt had died, and my friend and I went to San Francisco. When we were in one room, I didn't hear her. When I was in the bathroom, I heard her. I saw my first spirit when I was like 18 in my bedroom, and a friend of mine and I asked the Ouija board, and I don't play with the Ouija board. It spelled out the name, and I asked my neighbor. It was like Linda Lee. And so it's been feeling, seeing, and hearing, guiding through massive different experiences. When we have triggers on emotions, we have to feel them and release them. A lot of people say that they're fine, but they're not. They push that energy down, and when they do, it condenses more and more. That's where we get diseases. Diseases is 75% on the emotional and the mental level. The emotional level is on like 3 inches from the aura or the body, and the mental is from the 6 inches. So I will do tones, and I will hear like sounds coming out a little bit out of people's body or in their body. So as we raise our vibrations and we keep ourselves balanced, then we get like a dial. We change our radio dial. I worked on an international Skype psychic company called Arenum about 10 years ago, and somebody did sound tones on me about when I was about 25. So I tried experimenting on Arenum where they could see me, but they type in. And immediately my energy, the microphone started making noises, so I switched to a headphone. But when I did the tones, I found out people feel like their shoulder was feeling better, their headaches disappearing. The sound hits the serotonin part of the brain where people feel relaxed. So I made a YouTube video with my sounds and my tones where people use it to relax and feel more at peace and sometimes go to sleep. Everything has a vibration and frequency. Stones do, water does, energy does. Everything is vibration and energy. And so as we raise that energy, then we feel lighter. We're more at peace. We're more aligned. A lot of times we get more out of a line from abuse, past lives, carryovers, things like that. So people have aches and pains, they don't know where it comes from. So it's our body or disease that's pushing us down with creates a lower frequency sound. There's people that I will feel their energy and my body will shut down because you introduce yourself even before you say hello. Your aura already like, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. So like about 6 months ago, I do home health care, and I was redoing a new client, or a client that I had 3 years ago. The trustee had his roommate. I told the trustee I didn't like her energy. I didn't feel it. You know, I went in the other room. So what happened was the man was 92, the woman was 89. I ended up living them for a week. The trustee was trying to get me to be friends with his roommate, and when she talked, I saw black coming out, and my body will not let me be around those negative type of people. Well, the husband decided he was going to do hospice, and the roommate's the trustee's roommate ended up writing on mycare.com about how I didn't take care of these people, how basically lied, because I was very efficient on what I do. So it proved my point as to her energy, because he was trying to get me to be friends, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to be friends with her. Everybody's a frequency and a vibration. So I ended up outgrowing a lot of people, because if you're like a radio station, a lot of times chemistry is unresolved issues from our parents, and so as I have healed myself, I have outgrown relationships. You don't match them anymore. If a lot of people stay stuck and the other person chooses to move on, and then they say, you can't hear me because they're at a different frequency. So as different people change and grow, then they get a different type of frequency person that they can connect with. We are air, earth, wind, and fire. When I hit the tones, it hits to the serotonin part of the brain. I don't do the left side of the brain. I can't sing, but the tones are the right side of the brain. So I will see a past life coming out. We'll release that. Post-traumatic, inner child, all these different things that our body says that we're fine, but what we do is we compress that energy, or we have carryovers from past lives. And so I will see, like I worked on somebody like 2 weeks ago, and I saw her embrace, and she's in Croatia, and we were working on her energy. She's, on my Facebook. I met her through Arena. So I will see, feel, and hear the energies coming out. I will hear the body screaming. As far as dis-ease, our body is like a symphony, and so when our body is out of tune, I will hear like this low sound. And so as we compress more and more, it gets more and more solidified. And so I worked on somebody for 5 years, that was from Iran. I could work on somebody for 5 minutes. And sometimes the energy is so intense that people have to stop. So it's all complex as just seeing, feeling, and hearing what's going on with them. A lot of times people don't want to face themselves. They want to stay in their comfort zone. They've been programmed, Christianity. A lot of times people, they just don't want to go deep and release those past pains that are going on, because again, it's back to fear. I have, with a lot of skeptics, healed them. One of my friends, Dawn Holiday, she was in San Francisco. She did band bookings. I did tarot reading. For 7 years, she called me her science project. And then I would do the tarot reading. She goes, Marcy, you can go deeper than that. And so I've had many people test me on my accuracy. Like I said, my friends are psychologists. They know my work. They feel better. There's other people that get to a certain point, and then it's all of a sudden my problem. And I'm like, okay, then I'm backing out. I'm not going to argue with you. This is your reality, because everybody has their own reality. And they will create their own reality and their cognitive dissonances to keep that reality. And that's why I don't deal with people with cognitive dissonances, because I found them lying. I found them rationalizing. I found them doing all kinds of stuff. I'm like, I don't have time for this. I'm moving on. This is what I'm guided to do. My guides send me to different people, or they take me away from certain people that are going on. When I was on Aranum, there was somebody called Amy that I had met. And we were going to have some Skype and some time. Well, what happened is she ended up doing full transmedium work on Elohim. None of these people I had heard of. And what I wanted to do, or what I'm still doing, because I'm connecting, like what you're doing, is connecting people internationally. I have my friends connected with each other that are going on, so we're a support system for each other. They came through and they say, we like what you do. The power and the energy, that their vibration, they said that Elohim started the earth type of thing. So I learned a tremendous amount when Amy would transmedium through them. And I asked what the tones do. They said that it helps us work on people's Akashic records. And this was like 10 years ago. So I said, can people do what I do? They said a few. I said, do people do what I do? And they said no. So mine is to heal people, raise their vibration, raise their frequency, empower themselves, and get back into alignment of peace within themselves.